Laura, you heard Tony's argument. His organization, the Family Research Council, also put out a statement today saying, quote, redefining marriage to fulfill the desires of same-sex couples or polygamists only creates social chaos. Your reaction?
That's just purely salacious propaganda to scare the American people into not supporting same-sex marriage, which has nothing to do with polygamy. We're talking numbers. You know, there are male-to-female birth rates globally are 50-50. When a man takes 10 wives, 9 boys have to be thrown out of the community. This is why we have thousands of lost boys in the Southwest who have been thrown out of these cults so that older men, pedophiles, really can marry all the young girls. This does not have to do with two consenting adults who marry because they love each other. This has to do with cults, barbaric cults who subjugate women and abuse children and marry underage brides, because when you're 35 years old in a polygamous cult, there are no single women available, period. They have to prey on the young girls so the men can have multiple wives, and they have to run the boys out of town. So the problem with these arguments is these people don't know basic math. Okay, they don't know the numbers, and they don't know how to add and subtract. So what we have is we have barbaric cults that are occurring, and we have kind of screwball judges who are trying to change laws and trying to mess up the United States of America and put a big red flag on Utah like a mountain, saying, all you pedophiles and all you people who want to start these kind of nasty little cults, let's all come to Utah and start another little cult that abuses women and children. And if the people in Utah don't stand up against this, it's going to be a problem for them.
Tony, you look like you want to weigh in. Please jump in.
Well, I agree with Lori the fact, Jake, that this is a real war on women. But it is not judicial gymnastics to get to this point from a redefinition of marriage. This is the results of the deconstruction of marriage. So we should not be surprised, despite the fact that we're looking at different numbers or quantities. It is the deconstruction of marriage that has brought us to this. Lawrence v. Texas was the starting gun. While this just decriminalizes polygamy, we'll see the next step. Professor Turley, who is pushing this, it will be to then recognize these plural marriages, and it's going to be all the same. If it's all about love, you can't deny 3 or 4 or 5 people. And this is going to be a big immigration issue as well, with 50 countries that recognize polygamy. When they're knocking at the door to come to the country, mostly Muslim countries, we're going to see women become a real target in this country. And again, you want to talk about a war on women, this is it.
So let's remove the cult aspect from this for a second, and let's remove, obviously, pedophiles. Let's just talk about adults for a second. Cody Brown and his 4 wives together have 17 children. They're featured on the reality show Sister Wives, which has, a popular audience. They issued a statement today saying, many people do not approve of plural families, but we hope that in time, all of our neighbors and fellow citizens will come to respect our own choices. Playing devil's advocate here, why shouldn't they be entitled to that, Tony?
Well, I know Hollywood has done their part, just as they've done with same-sex marriage by putting, sister wives out there, big love. But they haven't put out there the Warren Jeffs. They haven't obviously told Lori's story, what she has seen in the polygamous movement. And I would say that what we see here in the United States with illegal polygamy probably pales in comparison to what we see internationally, especially in the Muslim community. In the fact, the equality that women have achieved in this country of being on par, husband and wife, which is a Western civilization product, will be lost as we see women subjugated. We see more sexual abuse. We see less economic mobility of these women. This is a real war on women, and this judge has unleashed that here in this country.